like and subscribe. Water is a first world problem, fat is a third world luxury. Having to Tetris the fridge because you ordered too much food and the fridge is full of leftovers. I was born in Eritrea, country on the Horn of Africa, and when I was a kid I would alternate between living with my grandparents and my mother. My father moved to the US on a student visa shortly after I was born. My mother was a teacher and the government would send her to indigenous villages that had absolutely no running water, electricity or anything of that sort, so we would and sh*t outdoors, and yeah, I'd have to find either leaves or a smooth rock to wipe your with. On the flip side, my grandparents lived in the capital city where they had indoor plumbing, but the toilet was a hole you would have to squat over and then manually dump a bucket of water to flush your sh*t, and afterwards you would wipe your with an old newspaper, and at the time I thought this was the epitome of high class living. After my father finished school and got his US citizenship, he was able to bring me to the States when I was 9 years old, 2003. Since then I have become Americanized as. And if I ever go to your house and I see single ply toilet paper, I will judge the out of you. When there are so many things to eat, you cannot decide what you want. Not enough space to keep all the clothing. Edit, sorry, I was wrong. The third world countries experience the same problems. Water gets too cold. Too much food. Here's one that blew my mind. Imperfect vegetables. Imagine a grocery discarding a pepper for having too many bumps or a banana for having too many brown spots. Meanwhile here I'm with my crinkly green peppers and bananas that are 40% brown patch. But our avocados are like 20 cents US. Garage too small for the amount of cars in the household. Slow internet. One-ply toilet paper. We've all had to use it at work or in some public washroom. That stuff's the worst. Running out of hard drive space on my Sparks. Charger not long enough to comfortably reach my phone while I lay in bed. When we have to buy generic food items because the name brand we prefer is sold out. Shoes with a small tear or smudge. Not enough room in the refrigerator. The grocery store doesn't carry my brand. My microwave burned my popcorn. The water pressure in the hotel sucks. I lost all of my money gambling in the casino because the strippers were distracting me. Why is this NSFW? Because a used fleshlight is a first world problem and a third world luxury. I'm from South America and it's kinda odd to me how many of you got third world luxuries so wrong. First off, not everyone in a third world country is poor. There is a middle class here as well. Whatever can be bought, there's people here that can buy it as well. The real third world luxuries are more related to infrastructure, celerity of public works, jails and how dependent people are of government handouts. You people have no idea what third world countries are actually like. Jobs. Yeah, it sucks having to go into work every day, living in an artificially economically depressed area that has been over is even worse. When sport on TV is only playing on the regular channel and not the HD channel. I will go with a simple one. Vaccines. Vaccines. I have had 3 cousins from a third world country come visit me in the last month, just because they cannot get the COVID vaccine in their country. Meanwhile, my dad refuses to get vaccinated, and is now worried about losing his job over it. I would like someone from a third world country to answer this for once. Seems like most of the answers come from people from first world countries trying to make themselves feel better. FYI, I've been to a third world country, and not everyone there is dirt poor. I live in a very bad third world country. I'll explain some of the problems we experience. We no longer have petrol. We must wait about 6 hours or more to fill up petrol at the station. Our local currency has devalued by 20 times, making things so much expensive. We have no medicine. Not even Panadol anymore. Electricity cuts off for about 16 hours a day. I live in an upper middle class house. The problem here affects all people of class. Imagine going to a hospital and there being no electricity to do an operation. No matter how rich you are, you cannot get many medicines that are life or death. Having old phone, or whatever old technology. As a Costa Rican, I'm concerned about how 90% of first world problems you people are mentioning are also just inconveniences to us in general. Like WTF did G's people think I like smudges on my Nike Air Force One or Doc Martens? Also, too cold or too hot water? Do you guys really think Vietnam, Thailand, or Argentina don't have that for the average person? So far the only valid one I have seen is having a garage that doesn't fit all your cars. The rest is, with all due respect, a wishful thinking of all people here wanting to think that we never have food to eat, unless you live in Canada or something. I remember an American telling me about living wages and how they only make $10/HR when I was only making $10 a day. Of course, prices are different, etc. But actually $10 a day was not a real living wage there either. Having a pool in my backyard. That thing has been so frustrating already. Wanting to play a game. Having 20 plus games, but none of those games I want to play. Vertical bar. After reading bunch of problems in first world equals luxury in third world, I'm at conclusion that either people underestimate the lives of people living in third world, or India, my country, is not a third world country anymore. Mayo. Emergency room wait times. The guys that now my lawn used to blow it to clear debris, but always blow it into my heated in-ground salt pool. / true story. Happens every week during the summer. Complaining endlessly about everything from the comfort of your safe house with working plumbing that delivers clean, drinkable water, among other things. Gut. Have to entice people to get a free vaccine by having $1 million lotteries. Or people that are picky about their vaccine like EWW. It's J&J vaccine. That's the cheapo one. I want the luxury Pfizer one. Being able to complain about first world problems. This post is terrible on so many levels. In the eyes of an American, the word third world symbolizes chaos and poverty. I know a lot of people have said access to the internet is something the majority of the world doesn't have access to, but truthfully, the majority of the world does have access to the internet. And while it's still mostly the case in traditionally third world countries, calling ourselves a minority for our internet access just isn't truthful anymore. I was once told this story by a coworker. This guy's driving this contractor from Africa to the office. They get stuck in traffic due to road construction, and the guy turns to the contractor and says, "This is something else, huh?" The contractor replies, "This is amazing. In my country the roads are falling apart because they are so old. I wish we had road repair like this where I come from." It completely changed the guy's perspective on road construction. It may still be an inconvenience sometimes, but now he has an appreciation for it he didn't have before. It definitely opened my eyes the first time I heard the story. Choosing which vaccine to get, and when. This comment section is a nightmare. Have any one of you ever been to a third world country? Do you realize upper, middle and working classes exist everywhere? Using a smartphone to complain about how difficult your life is. Plenty of homeless schizophrenic addicts with smartphones out there. Possibly the worst life I can imagine living. Phones are cheap in the grand scheme of things. Having a potato PC. I'm from a third world country and extremely few people have laptops or PCs. Also, McDonald's, Burger King and Subway and stuff are luxuries to many people here. We ate fast food at special occasions like birthdays and anniversaries. Our street food equals fast food, and your fast food equals expensive or luxury. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.